including his immediate predecessor, who happened to be a member of Rajya Sabha from Northeast and never visited in 10 years. So that is the kind of political priority given to the state. And then the central ministers were deputed to visit every state at least once in 15 days. And I think the greatest contribution of the Modi government has been the total mainstreaming of the Northeast. Because we have seen, and this can be appreciated only by those who have seen what it was like 2014, when the newspapers would report that a leader from India is on visit to Agartala. So such a huge transition, and mainstreaming, because of the huge infrastructure development. We had states like Meghalaya, Arunachal, which had never seen a train. Even Agartala, now you have a train link being put in place up to Bangladesh. You have airport only in Guwahati. Now you have almost this Agartala airport we have seen when it was a small shed-like thing. And there was flight from Calcutta, now known as Kolkata. So all this transformation, development, ease of travel, and the children from this place were hesitant to go to Delhi or the other parts of India. And now the tourism industry from other parts comes here to recruit children. You can board a flight anywhere, Deccan, Hyderabad, Chennai, and you find crew, young girls from Nagaland, from Mizoram. And therefore, from that extent, I must compliment the state of Tripura for having taken a lead not only for Northeast but for the entire country. And I was glad to notice when I was told that over 150 startups you have in this state, which is quite a good number considering the size of the state, and total about 3.13 lakh of registered MSMEs. Because overall we have about more than 2 lakh startups in the country. That too also is a very interesting journey, because in 2014 when this government came, we just had about 350, 400. And for the first time when Prime Minister spoke from the Red Fort and he said, "Start up India, stand up India," many people didn't even understand. I see a number of calls in the evening. He said, "What does this mean? We have to stand up or start up or do what?" Even the concept was not clear. It's become such a popular movement now. More than 2 lakh startups generating more than 21 lakh jobs. And Tripura therefore can also specialize in its own exclusive ways with its rich treasures and rich abundance of bamboo, of rubber. I was telling Dr. Saraswat when we were going through the exhibition that the bamboo potential here has remained underutilized, because bamboo is such a versatile product. You can have furniture, you can have panels, you can have paper, you can have jewelry, you can have toothbrush, you can have eatables. You name a thing and bamboo is handy. So when I was here, we did start, and we have a beautiful institute here also on the Guwahati, Meghalaya, Guwahati, Shillong road, the Cane and Bamboo Institute. And that also has remained not utilized to the extent. But I'm sure if we can exploit that treasure, bamboo alone could ride the growth story of Tripura and make it a leading player in overall India's growth story. And therefore, and as far as the government of India is concerned, the very concept of State Innovation Mission is meant to achieve the motive of decentralization and democratization of opportunities, of technologies, of accessibility. And that is precisely what this government has sought to do. When I was talking of 2 lakh startups, let's not forget that almost 50% of these belong to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. It is just a mindset assumption that everybody from Bengaluru and Hyderabad. It's not so. We have small towns, and out of these 2 lakh, I think about 60 or 70,000 are women-led startups. So which is a huge mean, which means there's an aspirational surge all over India, and this surge is more visible among young boys and girls living in the most peripheral areas. And therefore, in recent times, we have undertaken a lot of such initiatives. You would recall that soon after Prime Minister moved over to his new office, the Tirth Bhavan, of the first 3 decisions he took, I don't know how many have noticed that. One was approval of 10,000 crore fund of funds for deep tech startups. So you can understand the priority that the government is giving. The maiden decision in the new maiden office. Besides that, in the CSIR, we had a startup funding facility for deep tech startups, but we had kept the condition of 3 years of sustainability. Only after 3 years they could apply. So only 2 weeks back we have done away with that also. He said, we'll take the risk. And for those who graduate to next level, very recently we have also started 1 lakh crore RDI fund, the Research Development Innovation Fund, so that then you can accelerate into your entrepreneurship. And as far as the PPP model is concerned, we are already in a big way trying to promote it. And with all these exclusive avenues and the exclusive potentials that a state like Tripura has, I think you have the opportunity not only to be the new engine of India's growth. As Prime Minister says, Northeast is new engine. So Tripura could lead as the new engine of new India, and the rest of the states can follow. With this compliments and this wishes, once again, compliments to you all, and I'm sure next time we'll also have more of private sector participants in a program like this, because unless you have a extensive participation of the non-government sector, these young boys and girls can't sustain their startups and their entrepreneurship on their own. And this government is very, very open, to the extent that we have even opened up nuclear sector. So once we have opened up nuclear sector also for private players, तो हमारे पीछे बचा ही क्या? Nothing to hide. And therefore we would require your extensive participation from all the sectors for the common goal of carrying forward this nation and making it possible to be led by a peripheral state like Tripura. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your insightful words.
आप में सभा को संबोधित करने हेतु डॉक्टर B.K. शाश्वत जी को माननीय सदस्य नीति आयोग सभा को संबोधन करने हेतु आमंत्रित करती हूँ।
Namaskar, good afternoon, all the esteemed dignitaries on the dais, various state officials, all the distinguished guests, academicians, young students, young startups, and all the men and women who are present here to celebrate the start of an innovation mission in Tripura. This is my 4th visit to Tripura, and I have been constantly interacting with the various government departments along with Mr. Rajiv Sen, who is one of our esteemed advisors who is sitting on the dais. All the points which Honorable Minister for Science and Technology, Earth Sciences, Dr. Jiten Singh has mentioned, they are most relevant because the initiation of innovation from 2014 onwards has taken our country to a level that in the Global Innovation Index, we are standing at 38. In 2014, we were close to 80. All this has happened because of the excellent policies of this government and also the Niti Ayog's program like Atal Innovation Mission, which have been mentioned by Dr. Jiten Singh. I will not dwell upon that much, but I want to say that now is the time we have to translate this particular policy initiative to the state governments, because unless the states participate in this journey, we will not get what is the Viksit Bharat. The Viksit Bharat 2047, all of us know that it is through innovation in science and technology, environmental sustainability, and we are looking at more inclusive society. Besides, of course, as our Honorable Prime Minister says that we should look for 30 trillion economy by 2047. That is where we want to make sure that it happens through the participation of states. There are various pillars for this, what we call as the science and technologies for Viksit Bharat. Science, technology, innovation. We should have enabling policies which will drive this agenda. And innovation should be led by industry workforce. What we are seeing today, mentioned by Dr. Jiten Singh also, that we should see more and more participation of the industry in this journey to make sure that India becomes a global innovation leader, driving sustainable growth and technological excellence. Viksit Bharat is a destination. It is a developmental compact. It requires state-level institutional capabilities. Viksit Bharat is the national vision. Viksit Raj is the building block. Niti Aayog is the enabler. And state support mission is the instrument for that. Our Honorable Prime Minister said, every state must recognize its strength, define its targets, and develop a roadmap to achieve the same, as this is essential for India to become a 35 trillion economy. That means transformation must be institutional, embedded, and owned at the state level. And that's why we are here today, because the initiative which has been taken by the state of Tripura, mainly because it has tremendous strengths, and those strengths should be utilized for creating innovation system. Tripura has rich biodiversity and forest cover. You have fertile agriculture. You have bamboo, as mentioned by Dr. Jiten Singh. You have natural rubber and tea, natural gas reserves. Of course, a good population, young population. Lot of blend of traditions. I could see in the exhibition a lot of work being done by the startup based on the traditions of this state. And it has proximity to the countries like Bangladesh. Large geographical area, good population, and of course, positioned as an aspiring leader in the category B in state startup ecosystem, ranking today as per the DPIO, it is the 5th, that is the 2026. Your GSDP is good, 11.8 billion. CAGR is about 8.9%. Per capita is growing at a CAGR of 9.60%. You are also inviting some the FDI here. So there is a good ecosystem which is emerging, and that's the right mix for getting the innovation. Why Tripura, the STI ecosystem matters? Because it will reduce the regional imbalance. It will strengthen STI in Tripura, ensures that Northeast becomes a contributor, not merely a beneficiary. It will also leverage all the natural resources scientifically. It will take the advantage of the borders and so on. So how science, technology, innovation can transform Tripura's ecosystem? One of them is the agriculture innovation and food security. We should lead through the precision farming, climate resilient crops, soil health monitoring, drone-based agriculture process, and digital marketing. Bamboo bioeconomy is very important because you can use bamboo as a major source for employment and industrial activity. Engineered bamboo composite, bioenergy production, biodegradable alternatives to plastics, bamboo-based textiles and whatnot. Impact is very, very enormous. Renewable energy and green transition, because you have expanding solar microgrids, utilize biomass from agriculture residues, develop green hydrogen plants here, and promote energy efficiency. Science, technology, innovation-led digital ecosystem through rural e-governance, telemedicine, and edtech. Impact will be, you will be able to align with national startup and digital missions. Disaster resilience and climate adaptation through GIS activity, early warning systems, and so on. Skill development through a good STEM education, industry-academia collaboration, vocational training in emerging and various research fellowships. Strength will be institution can prevent brain drain and nurture homegrown innovators here and here. There are very good policies of the government of Tripura for IT and ITES policy which came out in 2017, digital transformation of government services, Tripura state bamboo policy to give boost to the bamboo resource that provides employment, Tripura tourism policy which enhances tourism experience and facilitates the private sector involvement, Tripura startup policy of 2024 which positions the state as a leading innovation and entrepreneurship in the Northeast by 2028 through structured incentive incubation strengthening and inclusive startup growth. There are many key incentives which have been provided by the government of Tripura, like seed and prototype support to the extent of 2 lakhs, operational and GST relief, market and IP support, preferential government procurement, institutional facilitation mechanisms, and student and incubation centers. So, ecosystem currently incentivizes entry more than the scale. So, there are challenges. Because you are located in positions, you have small problems. You are limited because scale is not possible. We are also finding private participation is less, and that's why we are not able to achieve the depth of innovation. High logistic costs, low private capital density, weak research industry commercialization, small domestic market, and low ecosystem density. These are some of the challenges you are facing. And major thing is the talent migration which is taking place from Tripura to other states. So recommendation I would make for the STI and innovation ecosystem to flourish, establish state-level innovation funds, create technology parks in Agartala, strengthen industry-academia partnership, promote public-private research collaboration, encourage women and tribal entrepreneurship, develop digital infrastructure in rural areas, and foster international research partnership with the Southeast Asian countries. So way forward is that we should position Tripura as a niche innovation hub in the Northeast, anchor the ecosystem around 2-3 high potential sectors like bamboo I mentioned, shift from subsidy orientation to capital deepening, that is expand the risk capital mechanisms through blended finance models, structured angel networks, and national VC integration to crowd to private investment. We should strengthen the whole of government innovation governance, reorient the existing STI institutional framework towards outcome-driven coordination by embedding measurable innovation targets. We have to create government-led innovation demand, move beyond procurement relaxations by launching challenge-driven programs, strengthen research commercialization pathways, like develop structured academia industry collaboration platforms and accelerate patent to product translation through performance linked funding, and build ecosystem density and talent retention mechanisms, expand the mentor networks nationally, attract domain experts and create innovation. To conclude, I must say, Tripura's STI ecosystem matters because it represents the power of inclusive innovation. By harnessing science and technology tailored to its ecological, cultural, and economic context, Tripura can transform from a geographically peripheral state into a strategically central innovation hub. STI is not merely about laboratories and research papers. It is about solving real-life problems, creating jobs, protecting ecosystem, and empowering the communities. So in the journey towards a developed India, no region can be left behind. And with the right scientific vision, Tripura can emerge as a model of sustainable, innovation-led growth for the entire nation. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring address. I now invite Sri Suman Beri, Honorable Vice Chairman, Niti Aayog, to deliver the keynote address.
अब मैं श्री सुमन बेरी जी माननीय उपाध्यक्ष नीति आयोग को मुख्य भाषण देने हेतु आमंत्रित करती हूँ।
Professor Dr. Manik Saha, Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Tripura, my respected colleague, Dr. Saraswat, my colleague absent, the Minister of State, Jitendra Singh, the Chief Secretary, Government of Tripura, Sri Jitendra Kumar Sinha, Sri Kiran Kumar Gitte, Secretary Good Governance, my respected colleague and advisor for Tripura, Sri Rajiv Kumar Sen, colleagues from the Atal Innovation Mission, and in absentia, Sri Deepak Bagla, who could not be here today. Let me start by saying that unlike my colleague, Dr. Saraswat, who has been here 4 times, this is my first visit to Tripura, and I'm extremely pleased to be here. It is my desire and policy that in addition to meeting members of NITI's governing council, who are the chief ministers of all states, meeting them in Delhi, I feel I have a duty to visit them in their home state, and that is one motivation for my being here today. A second motivation is that Niti Aayog, along with the Cabinet Secretary, organizes a Chief Secretary's Conference in Delhi, and I had the opportunity to meet both the Chief Secretary and the Secretary Good Governance at the last meeting that took place in December, and they too extended a welcome to me, and I'm very pleased to have been able to accept their invitation. I think what Sri Jitendra Singh had to say, what Dr. Saraswat had to say, has told you a great deal about the Atal Innovation Mission, about the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, about, frankly, the remarkable success that the various leaders of the Atal Innovation Mission, which has been hosted at Niti Aayog, have generated in the last 8 years. So I will just use my few minutes, because I'm very keen, like you are, to hear what Honorable Chief Minister has to say, to put innovation, which is what we are discussing here, in the larger context of Viksit Bharat at 2047, Viksit Tripura at 2047, and the particular importance for youth of innovation. So, Honorable Prime Minister in 2022 called upon the nation to become a modern society by 2047. So the concept of Viksit Bharat is about the society and Samaj, and he saw Viksit Bharat as being an exercise or a project of the entire nation, mass mobilization. And what he said at the time and has said since is that in 25 years, from 2022 to 2047,
1922 to 1947, India achieved independence. And so he sees this journey as being equivalent as an act of collective will by the people of India, led by the leadership of India. But we all know that you cannot actually have a modern society without an expanded economy. And I just wanted to link why we are here today with the overall expansion of the economy. In 2022 as well, just when I was named as Vice Chairman Niti Aayog, India declared an Amrit Kal. And why did we declare an Amrit Kal? We declared an Amrit Kal partly because we saw the next 25 years as central to our development, but we called it an Amrit Kal also because this is India's so-called demographic sweet spot. This is when more people will be added, more youth will be added to India's working age population than ever before and probably thereafter. Now, this is a tailwind, it is an asset, but we can't call it a dividend unless we do certain things. And what we know about economic growth, we don't necessarily know all that we wish to know, is that economic growth is partly about having additional resources, investment, and skilled labor, but it is also about labor productivity. A rich country is a country that has high labor productivity. Our labor productivity at the moment is around $8,000. The United States labor productivity is about $80,000. This is in terms of what's called per purchasing power parity. So the challenge to become Viksit is a challenge to raise labor productivity. And raising labor productivity is fundamentally about innovation. And I think Honorable Prime Minister sensed even 8 years ago, 10 years ago, that the world of corporate jobs, the world of government jobs was perhaps not going to be the world that the youth of the Amrit Kal would inherit. And so he decided that to invest in entrepreneurship, invest in scientific temper, this was how he would prepare youth for the world of Viksit Bharat, the world of Amrit Kal. Let me just point out the quality and clarity of that vision many years before we knew what AI, artificial intelligence, would become. I want to make one additional point, which is that we have a reservoir of potential employees in the working age population who are not actively looking for work, and that is our female workforce. Economists have the concept of a female labor force participation rate, and India's female labor force participation rate, that is to say, women who are in the working age population but who are not in the labor force, is half that of men. And so we have two challenges ahead of us. One is to bring something like 200 million, 20 crore women who are in the working age population into the active labor force, and that takes a whole range of initiatives that the government and at the union level and at the state level is active on, but also to raise overall productivity, which is where innovation comes in. I am very pleased to be in Tripura. I have heard from Dr. Saraswat, Shri Rajiv Sen about the proactivity of the state. I think the fact that the state institution for transformation was one of the first which looked to Niti Aayog for support and has an intellectual partner in IIM Kolkata is one sign of that. The fact that you are the first, or I am here for the first state innovation mission is another example of that. The delight of seeing in the stalls coming here the enthusiasm of school children for innovation is something that I could only have done by being here. So I thank the Honorable Chief Minister for the warmth of his welcome. It's a matter of great satisfaction and pride to me that I can be witness to a partnership between Niti Aayog and the state. And so particularly to the youth of Tripura, please be aware that Viksit Bharat or Viksit Tripura is very much in your hands. Thank you.
नवाचार आधारित विकास के लिए एक सशक्त दिशा प्रस्तुत करने हेतु आपका हार्दिक आभार सर.
May I now respectfully invite Professor Dr. Manik Saha, Honorable Chief Minister of Tripura, to address the gathering.
अब मैं सादर आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगी हमारे राज्य के विशिष्ट मुख्यमंत्री जी प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर मानिक शाह महोदय को.
Namaskar. My greetings to all of you present over dais and of the dais. Today we have gathered here to launch of State Innovation Mission and inauguration of T-Nest. Means nurturing, then entrepreneurship, then startup in Tripura state. So, in this occasion of launching of Tripura State Innovation Mission, we have on dais Dr. Jitendra Singh, Honorable MAS, Science and Technology and Arts Sciences, Government of India. He has some other words, so he had to leave. We have with us Sri Suman Beri, Vice Chairman, Niti Aayog. Just now he has given his speech. Very nicely he has mentioned so many things which we never have listened before. So I welcome him to Tripura and I welcome on behalf of Tripura State. We have with us Sri Pranajit Singh Rai, Honorable Minister, Information and Technology, and other department like Finance Minister. Dr. B.K. Saraswat, Honorable Member Niti Aayog. Previously also I met him and he had helped a lot regarding our this rubber, to push our rubber industry in Tripura. I also welcome him. We have with us Sri Jitendra Kumar Sinha, our Chief Secretary, Sri Kiran Gitte, Chief Executive Officer, TIFT, and Secretary of other departments, Sri Rajiv Kumar Sen, Program Director, Niti Aayog. I used to meet him every now and then during Niti Aayog meeting in Tripura as well as in other places. I also welcome him. He is as if he is our man. He belongs to Tripura as if, sometimes when I meet him. Senior officers of government of Tripura, distinguished guests, and I have seen here lot of students came here and they are very much excited and they are very much thrilled what I have found. We welcome them and our dear media friends. Today marks an important milestone in Tripura's development journey. Our state, already have mentioned my previous speakers, that Tripura is rich in natural resources and culture and heritage in stepping into an innovation-driven future. I would like to thank the chairman of Niti Aayog, Honorable Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, Vice Chairman Niti Aayog Suman Beri ji, and Honorable Union Minister of Science and Technology Dr. Jitendra Singh ji for launch of India's first state innovation mission in Tripura, which never we have thought of. And I am sure that our Honorable Prime Minister already, he has mentioned that Act-East policy, through Act-East policy again, I think Act Tripura policy has made in his mind. So in different occasions we have received so many things from him. We have consciously placed good governance at the center of our development strategy. We have focused on administrative and business reforms, then digital governance, forward-looking industrial and startup policies. Tripura is the only state in the country where entire government functioning from cabinet and state secretary up to 3-tier village council as well as our GP is totally paperless. And for that we are very much proud of us. Good governance initiatives are aimed at providing economic opportunity to the people and to translate youth aspiration into enterprise. It is the part of Niti Aayog state support mission. This initiative helps states and union territories build strong, localized innovation ecosystems based on their specific strengths. Tripura State Innovation Mission is a novel initiative supported by Atal Innovation Mission to create an ecosystem to nurture talented enterprises, adopt cutting-edge technologies, and translate ideas into projects. Innovation happens when institutions collaborate and ideas flow freely. State Innovation Mission is designed to synergize the efforts of government, academia, industry, startups, then investors and communities into one ecosystem. I am pleased to share that Tripura Institution for Transformation and Department of Information Technology have collaborated with Indian Institute of Management Calcutta, then Indian Institute of Technology Delhi, Indian Institute of Management Bangalore, and T-Hub of Telangana to conceptualize and establish the Tripura State Innovation Mission and T-Nest. State Innovation Mission will nurture enterprises that will solve problems faced in agriculture, in green technology, in digital services, in tourism, in healthcare, and beyond that. One of our greatest strengths lies beyond the geographical boundaries, our global diaspora. You will be glad to know, already you must be knowing that through the Puravashi, Tripura Vashi Summit, we have created a structured engagement platform. Few days back, we have arranged that event, and they represent intellectual capital, financial capital, and global exposure. Under State Innovation Mission, we will actively leverage this network for mentorship, investment, and market linkage. Because these peoples have their roots in Tripura, so they will be feeling glad to come over Tripura. Strategically positioned in the northeast, Tripura has the potential to emerge as a regional innovation hub, connecting India's growth story with emerging Southeast Asian economic corridor. Tripura is third fully literate state in the country after Mizoram and Goa. Agartala has India's third international internet gateway along with Mumbai and Chennai. Tripura is emerging as educational and health services hub with large number of higher educational institutes, private universities, medical and paramedical institutes. Tripura is the second largest producer of rubber after Kerala. We have several species of bamboo, at about 21 species of bamboo we have, which is very versatile industrial raw materials. Horticulture produces like queen pineapples and scented lemon have made their mark in the world. We are exporting those scented lemons and queen pineapples along with other fruits. Economic activities around agro products are rapidly growing. Our indigenous communities possess deep ecological knowledge. Already mentioned by my previous speakers that bamboo technologies, then sustainable forest practices, then herbal traditions and climate adaptive living models we have. We envision integrating traditional wisdom with modern technology to develop solutions to the sustainable development. Today we have integrated, we are going to inaugurate T-Nest, that is nurturing entrepreneurship and startups in Tripura in this complex. T-Nest has been established as an execution arm of the state innovation mission. T-Nest is the bridge that will connect campuses to markets, ideas to investment, and innovation to impact. T-Nest will provide co-working and incubation spaces, mentoring support, then legal and compliance guidance, intellectual property assistance, investment promotion. Specialized laboratories will be set up through partnerships with academics and research institutions. Today we have signed and MOU, already you have seen, with T-Hub Hyderabad to engage with them as a knowledge partner for establishment of T-Nest and to strengthen the startup and innovation ecosystem in Tripura. Nadatur S. Raghavan Center for Entrepreneurial Learning, IIM Bangalore, then IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, then SBI Foundation, and even Bandhan Bank have agreed to assist in the capacity building of T-Nest. T-Nest will be linked with the upcoming state-of-the-art innovation park at Chanmari near the upcoming Airtel data center. You must be knowing that already we have found Bhumi Pujan, we already have done there. So innovation centers shall be established in each of the 8 districts. We have 8 districts. Everywhere these innovation centers will be set up and which will be linked with T-Nest. Tripura would launch country's first district innovator fellowships to foster grassroots innovators. With the assistance of Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, Tripura will come up with the artificial intelligence policy, first of its kind initiative in the country. Agartala being the smart city, we shall introduce AI-based solution of the city management like traffic. Every time we see in newspapers, there is concern about traffics and all. So I think with this we can, to some extent, we can solve this traffic problem, then parking, power supply, drinking water, then flood control, solid and liquid waste and property assessments. Leading technology providers have expressed interest to share their use cases of AI artificial intelligence for improving public service delivery in Agartala city. We are in process of establishment of Tripura AI Center of Excellence with the assistance of Ministry of Electronics and IT Government of India. We are also planning to set up Tripura IT and Data Economic Zone to promote IT, ITES and data center ecosystem in the state as the demand for software enterprise is growing. We have decided to set up IT Park to provide co-working spaces in single campus. Just now I was discussing with Dr. Saab, he was telling that why the peoples will go outside of Tripura. So there are so many talents. If we can give this kind of platform, the people need not go outside like Bangalore, Hyderabad. So in that direction, we are thinking to do so. Tripura Startup Policy 2025 was launched with an inclusive and comprehensive approach. The policy welcomes innovation across agriculture, then tourism, forest-based industries, healthcare, IT services, rural technologies, and beyond. The startup policy intends to build a robust, inclusive, and structured startup ecosystems in the state. The youth of the state have responded to the startup policy with great enthusiasm. More than 130 startups have been recognized along with grant of substantial financial incentives. We have supported 50 student project ideas under the New Generation Innovation Network. So this reflects a growing culture of aspiration and risk-taking among our youth. Together, this initiative will establish an end-to-end innovation ecosystem from early stage incubation to large-scale digital and technology investment, positioning Tripura as the regional hub of innovation. Innovation thrives in an enabling environment. I am proud to state that Tripura emerged as the top performing state in the country in compliance reduction and regulatory simplification exercise in 2025, for which our Honorable Prime Minister has given us, he has congratulated us, and many other states are learning from the reform strategy adopted by Tripura state. I had the privilege of chairing 2 task forces set up by the Ministry of Donor for investment promotion and development of infrastructure and connectivity. We have submitted the reports to the Ministry of Donor. I would request our Honorable Vice Chairman Niti Ayog to help us in implementation of the recommendation of the 2 task forces. Investors and entrepreneurs have displayed strong faith in the transparent, efficient, and progressive administration in Tripura state. You will be glad to know that we have received investment proposal of more than rupees 15,000 crore in last only in 1 year. Total 91 investment projects worth rupees 5,022 crores have been grounded already. Private investment is supplementing the public investment for rapid socio-economic growth of the state. We have registered double-digit growth of state GDP over past several years. My previous speaker also mentioned about that. Our per capita income is almost at par with the national level. Niti Ayog has declared Tripura as front-runner state in the implementation of sustainable development goals, for which I should give thanks our Honorable Vice Chairman of Niti Ayog. The aspirational district Dholai has consistently ranked at amongst the top in the country. Saturation of 6 key performance indicators of Samarnata Abhijan in Ganganagar Aspirational Block has been awarded Prime Minister Award for Administrative Excellence in 2025. I am sure that the State Innovation Mission will play important role in accelerating the development of state in realizing the goal of Viksit Tripura and Viksit Bharat. Friends, innovation is not merely about technology. It is about transforming governance, empowering youth, honoring tradition, and building sustainable prosperity. The State Innovation Mission, Tripura, is a commitment to nurture ideas, a commitment to empower entrepreneurs, a commitment to bridge the local with the global. Once again, I would like to thank the team of Niti Aayog, led by our Honorable Vice Chairman Suman Beriji, for supporting Tripura in establishment of State Innovation Mission and charting our journey to build new Tripura. I also thank our Honorable Union Minister of State Independent Charge for Science and Technology, who just left the stage. And with this, I conclude my speech. Jai Hind, Jai Tripura, Jai Ma Tripura Sundari, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your